Hey there, and welcome to another week of reading the Gospel of Luke with Faith United Methodist Church. I'm Matt Smith, pastor here, and so glad for all of you who are taking this journey through Luke with us. We're here in week 4, which includes scriptures from Luke 8 through 10, and these are some of the most powerful miracle stories uh, that you will ever run across. Some really profound ones, like Jesus dramatically healing a demon-possessed man, Jesus calming the storm, Jesus healing a chronically ill and untouchable woman. Jesus feeds the 5,000 men plus women and children besides, and he brings a Jewish religious leader's daughter back to life. So these could not be more dramatic stories about the power that Jesus has over nature and over sin, disease, evil, all the things. And in seeing all that he has seen in the readings you'll read this week, Peter is forced to declare, "You're the Messiah. Jesus, you are the one that we've been waiting for. There's no one else that we would put our hope in other than you. Is there anything that people might be wondering that Jesus couldn't do?" Well, Jesus says there is one thing that he won't do. He says, kind of in the heart of our readings this week, that he's not going to live forever, that he must suffer and die so that he can come back from the dead. And that's a wild paradox to the people who were trying to follow him, and a wild paradox to us today, that this one who is the Messiah, who is the one to be glorified, who is the one who is above all else, who came down from heaven, also is going to face this death in a way that everyone in the ancient world thought was reserved for the most cursed of us, death on the cross. But he did it for our sake and for our salvation. And Jesus in these passages sort of hints at that, if you believe that he is the Messiah, if you place your hope and trust in him, it doesn't mean that everything is going to go your way. It means you're going to be pushed out into the world and called to carry out his mission and to live in sacrificial ways yourself, to take up your cross daily. And, that can be a paradox for us as well. And it just sort of turns our world on its head. But so too does the last story in this, Jesus' famous parable of the Good Samaritan. Such a profound story, and as you read it, read that carefully in light of the other stuff that we read this week in Luke. How it is that somebody who was a Samaritan, a despised foreigner, outsider, ancient Jewish people would have thought there was no such thing as a good Samaritan. That's quite impossible. His was the kind of help you would crawl away from if you only had the strength. And yet when the hurt man gets passed by those that he thought were his heroes, the people he thought he had everything in common with, the best and the brightest that the world had to offer, neglected him, but only a Samaritan stopped. And so this is not only a parable about the necessity of showing kindness and compassion to people in need, it's also about overcoming our prejudice and learning to accept help when we can't help ourselves, which was the theme for worship this past Sunday of Faith. So I think it all ties together very nicely, and I hope you'll have a profound week of studying God's Word as we travel together through Luke.